Hey, what's up guys? Gons here with the Face Like the Sun channel. A quick update for you. You know, we started talking about the New World Order on this channel quite a bit, and when I first started researching this material, I was actually pretty surprised at how many people were openly talking about a New World Order. I thought it was just, you know, fringe talk or conspiracy talk or whatever, but actually it was a common phrase used, and I think we've moved away from focusing on that because people think, oh, well, it's just kind of old news for the conspiracy world. But I want to bring to your attention just a few places here in the last few weeks where the phrase is popping up again. So here's the New York Times, of course, right? This is in politics. January 22nd, 2019, U.S. faces increasing threat from weakening world order and isolationism, intelligence agencies warn. Okay, so the New York Times being sort of an intelligence outpost, this is interesting that they would be suggesting that this breaking up of the world order is a threat and this isolationism. And some people would argue that this is part of what Trump's deal is that, you know, nationalism and all this stuff, not being a part of the world order and participating in this global governance thing. So sure, you can give him credit for that, I suppose, although I think it's part of a distraction process to get us to move into a time when we develop a lot more of the infrastructure for what's necessary for total worldwide control. But let me move on here because there's a few more here that I wanted to point out. Politico.com on the 3rd of February, real estate faces a new world order and it's less friendly than the old one. And this article really gets into the politics and really the actual real estate problems that are rising in New York. Quote, I guess that's the new world order, said developer Jeff Gurl, who sits on REBNY's board of governors. Quote, I did notice they were absent. The new world order, Gurl observed, looks something like this. Ocasio-Cortez targeted a member of the House leadership whom she said was in lock to luxury real estate, sending shivers down the spines of some similarly real estate-friendly politicians. New York City remains profoundly unaffordable. Big real estate backed by Senate Republicans. They are no longer in power. Big real estate backed by independent Democratic conference. They are no longer in power. For the first time since World War II, Democrats control all three branches of state government. And so there you have it, another instance of the New World Order being mentioned publicly, this time to call out the apparent socialist takeover, this democratic socialist, if you will, which, by the way, just as a side note, in my high school AP US history class, which I was a part of growing up, one of the main textbooks for our studies was written by Howard Zinn. And if you go look up Howard Zinn, he was a democratic socialist. So there you go. Thank you, public education. And then the last one I had for you was published on the 24th of January. It's a sound clip, and it says here, U.S.-China trade talks are really about a new world order, Investec CEO says. Let's take a listen.
I've never seen people as depressed in Davos as this year. They're probably depressed by broader issues. If you talk to businesses, the underlying demand is there. The global consumer is active. And I think it's all about the Fed. It's all about Jay Powell and all about the trade negotiations. Now, the big uncertainty is that the US-China trade negotiation, which is not really about trade. It's about a new world order. And if we get a dysfunctional world order, having come from a space which was very, very good for business over the last 20, 30 years since communism fell, then, yeah, there may be some big hits along the way, and there may be some big challenges.
And really, you know, at this point, when you start looking at the actual infrastructure being developed here, you know, we can discuss cryptocurrencies and things of that nature in terms of the infrastructure. All of that is being set up. All the fiat on-ramps are being set up. We're moving towards a more and more cashless society. We've known that for a long time, but I think it's interesting and important to point out that this is still going on. You know, there's been a lot of exposing of this whole agenda, but it just seems like the beast keeps on rolling, and we point it out and maybe people wake up to it. But in terms of the actual development of the system, it presses on, and that's not surprising. So there's a lot of detail with each one of these mentions of the New World Order and how it might relate to the bigger picture. But for now, I just wanted to make you aware of this stuff that's out there. Have an awesome day, guys. God bless.